The Montgomery County Fair has a carnival from Amusement Midway Providers who do rotate out their attractions each year, as they normally also have their attractions at the San Angelo Fair and Rodeo during the week of the Montgomery County Fair in Conroe, Texas. I have been able to ride most, but not all of their rides. So, find out which ones I like best in this countdown. To start, I have not ridden all of the rides, as some simply weren't available on my visits over the past 3 years. Some were also only at Magical Winter Lights, and I will include those as well, as they have potential to show up. Most rides that I have not ridden ban single riders, or at least we're doing so in 2026. Many are rides I'm not too sad to miss, as they would make me crazy dizzy anyways. These include the Spider, Arctic Blast, Flashback, Fireball, their other Lawson Loop, Century Wheel, and Mulligan Wheel, the 2 Ferris wheels at the Montgomery County Fair. I did just not ride Yo-Yo at Magical Winter Lights, as it was too cold to stay and keep riding. Kid rides do ban adults, some outright, such as their second merry-go-round that I saw at Magical Winter Lights, and others require a kid to ride. So I am missing a few of those rides, though some have allowed me to ride throughout the years. With how I just can't love getting crazy dizzy nowadays, this does mean that my list may be a bit different than others, as I just can't handle some of the stronger spinning rides anymore. But this should be a great overview of the potential rides at the Montgomery County Fair. Number 33, Orbitor. This is a very solid spinning ride, but drops due to my personal preference. Seeing this before, I was very concerned with how dizzy it would make me, but it looked more than conquerable on my 2025 trip. But boy was I wrong, as this was one of the few rides to scare me with its forces as I begged to get off. It's just a powerful spinning ride, but it's just not my cup of tea. Number 32, Maxx. This ride knocked me out of riding more rides in 2024, which attributes to its low ranking, even though it is a solid pendulum ride focused on airtime. The airtime at the top will fling you out of your seat, but it just didn't do it for me as a truly enjoyable airtime moments, though a nice, unique floating feeling that will likely be enjoyable for some. But what killed me about this ride was the crushing, and I mean crushing, positive G's on the downward swing that really messed with my head, causing me to be done riding most rides for the day. So, if you're sensitive to positive G's, I'd either skip this ride or ride it at the end of your day. Number 31, Merry-Go-Round. This is a very simple carousel that doesn't seem to do much for me, but it is nice to experience. Number 30, Scooter. This is a fairly basic set of bumper cars without too much power, and people were even getting pretty stuck on them. It's not a great set of bumper cars, but it is nice to see for families. Number 29, Bear Fair. This kid ride does allow single rider adults, but the spinning isn't easy, as you mainly just get a small twist as you whip around the far side of the rotation. It is cute for families though. Number 28, Bees. This was a cute kid ride that allowed adults and just made me happy to see, even if the ride experience was not anything special. Number 27, Haunted Mansion. This ride is nice, as I appreciate dark rides for families, but the inside is really disappointing, as it is mainly just the sun coming through small holes in the walls. There are a few boxes that light up, but these are not timed well. Still, it is neat to go through and just kind of think about how disappointing it is as a ride, but likely it's not worth a long wait if there ever was one. Number 26, Monkey Maze, Magical Winter Lights. This maze of mirrors is neat to see, but just didn't do it for me when I went on it. Number 25, Beach Party, Magical Winter Lights. This is a bit more theming and obstacles, so it was a bit more memorable as a funhouse. Number 24, Honky Tonk. This is a bit more memorable of a walkthrough with the various motion devices as well as theming that is a bit more adult oriented than say a kid funhouse. Number 23, Tornado. Alright, this is a super interesting spinning ride that kind of lets you control how much you spin, though it isn't easy to spin super fast. The up and down is a nice twist on this style, though that likely kind of hurts some of the spinning aspect. Number 22, Charlie Chopper. Alright, this is a simple ride, sure, and it is a tight fit for adults, especially in the front, and I have been denied being able to ride it in the past, despite its family label on the website. But it is just way too cute of a ride between the helicopters and the audio. The cars do move a bit while you're up high, so that adds some fun minor motion while just being an incredible ride for the youngest of guests. Number 21, Mystery Machine, Magical Winter Lights. I like crazy buses, and this has a neat theme. Number 20, Zero Gravity. This plasters you to the wall and is heavy on the positive G's, so it wasn't my favorite. But it is an interesting ride if you haven't been on one of these in a while. Number 19, Scorcher. One of two scramblers, this one wasn't as good for me as the laterals were really strong from the car and a bit too crushing to make the whole experience enjoyable. Number 18, Tea Time. Similar to Bear Fair, this is also hard to spin, but had a neat side-to-side swaying motion that made the overall spinning cycle enjoyable without being too crazy. Number 17, Wiggle Worm. I was denied riding this because I'm an adult last year, despite its family label on the website, but I was able to enjoy it in 2026, which is good because this is a great, simple flat ride. With small pops up and down as you go around, you can get minor enjoyable forces. Plus, sustained minor laterals that will push you lightly to the side of the car makes this just such an enjoyable, simple ride. Number 16, Wacky Worm. Okay, this was disappointing even for this style of coaster. Most of the ride was relatively neutral, though the final turn did leave you with enough speed to get a small burst of decent laterals, with even more up front on a full train, though only for a small part of the turn, either the beginning towards the front or the end towards the back. I do just like riding coasters, even kiddie coasters, which is why it ranks so highly. Number 15, Downdraft. The up and down motion offered little airtime or noticeable forces. This ride was all about the crushing laterals that left my legs feeling numb from my blood rushing to them. It was strong and enjoyable for what it is, but just be warned about the strength of those laterals. Number 14, Crazy Dance. This takes me back to Siam Amazing Park in Thailand, though this one did not spin much as you mainly just got stuck in rocking purgatory. But for me, since I can't handle crazy spinning anymore, that was more than fine as I could enjoy the ride without it beating me up like crazy. Number 13, Big Surf. This slide offered musical theming, but was hard to go down too fast. Number 12, Fun Slide. You could get a small pop by the final hill, so it does offer a decent ride. Number 11, Dragon Wagon. This offered two different rides. In the front, you got weak forces over the first two hills, but pretty good laterals being pushed through the final turn. On my 2025 rides, I came away thinking these weren't great laterals, but they were a bit better in 2026, giving me some feels of strong, pretty solid laterals. In the back, I got no laterals towards the end, but a fun whip over the first two hills, which made this an enjoyable and quasi-forceful kiddie coaster overall. Number 10, Orient Express. Magical Winter Lights. This coaster offers mild laterals on the initial hill and turn, nothing really over the bunny hill, but decent laterals on that final turn. I recommend sitting in the middle of the train, as the front and back both offered worse forces, but that middle maximized the laterals on the two turns. Number 9. Sizzler, Magical Winter Lights. This is a basic looking scrambler, and it gave crushing laterals on its cycle without getting me too dizzy. I wish I could say the laterals were really enjoyable, but they were more crushing than enjoyable. But it is a simple and forceful experience for what it is, and I take this over many other scramblers out there. Number 8. Himalaya, Magical Winter Lights. Himalayas are normally fun rides where I hope that I don't get too dizzy. Not only will this not mess with you too much, but you should get solid laterals throughout the whole ride while getting small pops of airtime on the two hills, which is a very welcome sensation for this type of ride. This is one of the best Himalayas that I've ever ridden. Number 7. Vertigo. This offers a high up swing. I thought this might be scary, especially with the wind on the night that I visited, but I found the ride endurable, though I was afraid that I might lose my shoes. Number 6. Ring of Fire. This offered nice hang time on its cycle and some strong positive G's on the downward swing. Its cycle also was not too long for those scared to ride. Number 5. Pole Position, aka Coaster. I go by the roller coaster database naming conventions and call this Pole Position, though Amusement Midway Providers calls it Coaster. It is a simple spinning wild mouse that is jerky, though this seems to add a bit of character. You can get spinning throughout the whole layout, though it won't make you too dizzy. The hairpin turns do offer laterals despite the fact that you're spinning, so that section is a unique take on the genre. The final drops don't offer a whole lot, with only brief airtime occurring on the upward sections during the drop in the very tiny bunny hill. It's a nice family coaster with some unique quirks that is enjoyable for what it is. Number 4. Sky Trip. Okay, this is a crazy looking ride, and with stand-up style seats, you are sure to be ragdolled when it starts spinning like crazy. The first half is relatively controlled as you flip, similar to other rides like Gunslinger at Frontier City. But then, the arm starts moving to give you an extra axis of rotation, which makes you feel almost vertical as you truly get thrown around in many directions, and will be looking for something to hold on to. With a long cycle, I came off a little dizzy from the repeated forces, as well as just a bit breathless from the sheer force of this ride. For many, this probably can easily be the best ride here, but it just beat me up just a bit too much for me to be super comfortable enjoying it. Number 3. Kamikaze, Magical Winter Lights. A swinging inverted ship that offers oodles of hang time over the top. They will ride this ride for just one rider, as they did that for me, and it is incredible getting that much hang time. It really is a shame that more rides like this don't exist. Number 2. Screamer. If you loved Kamikaze, they have a second inverted swinging ship, and wow. This offers a long cycle with hang time where you are held upside down for close to 30 seconds. And that is with a loose restraint that gives you about a foot to slide downwards with gravity. This is incredible hang time, and some of the best you will ever experience. With the long cycle, my head hurt a little bit when I came off, but not from the forces, but simply because of how much blood had rushed there while being suspended upside down. Number 1. Super Shot. This is a short drop tower, but man, it really packs a punch. I got a bit scared looking out on the road, thinking about how I've driven down it many times before, which probably helped as it isn't too tall. The drop down has you out of your seat the whole way, and the restraints are a bit loose, making the overall drop terrific. Which rides have you experienced at the Montgomery County Fair, or with Amusement Midway Providers in general? Likely, if you can handle spinning in positive G's, your list is going to look a lot different than mine. But that's the beauty of family and flat rides. If you haven't ridden some of these attractions, which ones are you looking forward to riding? Let me know, and as always, Cup Coon Crop.